Hey guys, how's it going, and welcome to a new video. So I wanted to make one showing some nice progress that I've made with mining. Haven't made a video mining related in a while, so I figured I have hit the 50 million XP mark in the skill, so I guess a quarter of the way to 200 mil. So I figured I'd update you guys my progress and the method I've been using for the past about 13 mil XP, I think it is. There is a sort of new method that surfaced within the past few weeks that I've switched to that is the fastest possible mining XP in the game that anybody knows of right now. The best rate I've been able to get is about 126k per hour. I think that was pretty good RNG, but I almost always average over 120k XP per hour while mining these days. It's extremely click intensive. It's the most click intensive method I've ever done for any skill, I think I would say, but it does pay off in terms of being very high XP per hour compared to previous mining methods. At this point it is pretty much double the XP per hour of when Acid Soul did 200 mil mining, which is pretty crazy to think about. There are, some updates have made the skill faster, but also just discoveries by players. I'm pretty sure that tick manipulation for mining has been possible all along. I'm not positive of that, but I believe so. So if Acid Soul had known about it then, he could have gotten probably like 85 or 90k XP per hour. But it took so long for anyone to figure this stuff out. It is pretty obscure. So yeah, even if I do get 200 mil mining, it will never be quite the same accomplishment that Acid Soul got, but it'll still be pretty cool, and that is sort of my goal right now. I'm not going to force myself too hard. If I do get tired of mining at some point, I will take breaks, but I've made it this far, and I told myself, if I can make it to 50 mil and I'm feeling a bit burnt, then I'll probably take a break, but I'm feeling fine, and looking forward to continuing to make progress and climbing in the rankings and making gains in terms of EHP, even though my EHP is extremely inflated right now. Get like 1.7 EHP per hour because mining EHP is still 72k, which is kind of ridiculous. I think it should be at least 105k since that's what you can get at the other spot. This spot is really click intensive, but the other spot isn't quite so bad, and you can still get over 100k XP an hour at 99 doing the regular 2 cents to 2 granite with tick manipulation. But yeah, with this method it's just a matter of using tar on herbs every single time. On the same tick that you mine a rock, you click a tar on the herb and then click on the next rock. And this makes it so that when you're moving, you're still 3 tick mining consistently. Normally, when you're standing in front of a rock and you click on it, it takes 3 ticks to mine it if you get it on the first attempt. But clicking to a rock that's 1 square away from you and then mining it takes a total of 5 ticks because you're moving for 2 ticks and then mining for 3 ticks. So it's a total of 5 ticks if you didn't tick manipulate, but if you start an action cycle as you're about to move that takes 3 ticks and then finish it when you get to the rock, then it's a total of 3 ticks while moving, so you can move. Like, basically this makes it so any rock that's within 2 squares of another rock, or within 2, so that you can run in 1 tick or walk in 1 tick to another rock, you can mine every 3 ticks, which means that it opens up a lot more possibilities in terms of different mining spots. I did find a few spots that you can 3 tick iron ore. If you're doing this completely efficiently and you had Varrock Armor and Prospector and stuff, you could get over 70k XP an hour mining iron, which is kind of crazy to think about. There's a spot in Ardoin that you can do it at. I made a video on my second channel showing that, so I can link that if any of you guys are interested. And also you can do it in the wilderness at the Hobgoblin mine, which is a little bit easier because you only have to 3 tick. It's basically the same thing as the 2 sandstone 2 granite spot. You only have to 3 tick every 2 rocks, but you have to wait 15 minutes for Hobgoblins to de-aggro, and you also have to worry about PKers, which makes it somewhat less desirable. But the potential XP per hour there is the same as Ardoin. It's just slightly less click intensive. But also that spot is the best place for free-to-players to mine. Free-to-players can use tinderboxing, the old method that I used to do, to 3 tick and 4 tick, like alternate between 3 and 4 tick rocks, which means that in free-to-play you could get 60k mining XP per hour mining iron in the wilderness, which is also pretty crazy to think about, that free-to-plays can now get the same rates that Acid Soul got to 200 mil doing quarry. But yeah, times have changed for sure. But yeah, I don't know. Mining has been a really interesting experience so far. I've definitely this is the most XP I've ever done in a skill, really, like ever, other than Dungeoneering back in the day. And Dungeoneering was, like 500k XP an hour and all that shit, and I mostly did dailies for it. So it's interesting, you know, getting high-ish XP in a relatively slow skill. It's not really so slow these days, but the click intensity of it makes it, you know, it like anytime you look away, anytime you're not fully focused, you lose XP. Even if you're just like sitting there kind of lazily mining, then you'll probably misclick fairly frequently. You have to really be on your toes constantly, which makes it definitely challenging to maintain good XP rates over, you know, an entire day if you have an entire day free, which hasn't been happening as much for me recently. I've been spending a lot of time on school, which means that my XP gains have been on and off a bit. Yesterday I gained a total of 90k mining XP, which is the lowest amount of XP I've gained in a day in a very long time, but that's because I spent the entire day working on an assignment for one of my classes. But I do have a spring break coming up soon, so I'm going to go for a week record in mining then and see how good I get. I've never really done a week record before because I've never had an entire week free, like in the past. Since Old School came out, I don't think I ever have, but I do soon, so that will be interesting. I'm probably going to see if I can do like 17, 18 hours a day, which would be not so difficult for some skills, but with mining I think it will be definitely challenging. But I'll see how well I can do. Mainly I just have to keep myself entertained, stay focused on efficient XP gains, and also try to not destroy my wrist too much, because it can be a bit taxing on your wrist if you don't take breaks. Usually I only mine for, you know, like a few hours, and I'll take a short break, then mine for a few more hours or whatever. But yeah, I just wanted to update you guys on my mining progress and show you guys this new method that I've been doing. I do have a video of just this in music on my second channel if you want to learn how to do this method. Or you can just, you know, rewatch this video to see exactly what I'm doing. It's basically just a matter of clicking tar and herb and clicking the next rock on the right timing. It's a similar, it feels similar to 3-tick fishing or 3-tick woodcutting. It's just that you're not clicking in the same spot. You're clicking to a different rock every single time, but you're maintaining the exact same timing as that. So if you've gotten familiar with 3-tick fishing, it's kind of just a step up from that, basically. You have to drop a bit more, I guess. Well, what I do actually is I only drop for 2 out of the 4 movements when it's a bit easier to drop. As you can see, I usually only drop when I'm moving to those 2 rocks that you can see where you're just moving 1 square. Like, you have to move your mouse pretty far, so if you're moving your mouse to click on the rock, then going back to the inventory, dropping, then clicking back on the rock again, that makes it even more difficult. So usually I end up dropping like 2 rocks at a time, only every other rock on average, basically. But yeah, it's complicated, it's a lot of clicks, but what I like about, you know, more click intensive and involves skilling is that it provides more of a challenge. It's something that isn't just, you know, so easy that it's just a matter of time. It is a little bit more than that. It takes some focus, it takes some, you know, dedication to the grind to really optimize your XP gains, and it gives me something to improve upon, because I definitely could, you know, be gaining more XP per week, even with the same amount of, you know, classes and stuff, if I just stayed a little bit more focused. Like, sometimes I get a bit lazy, so it's something I can work on as I continue to increase my XP in the skill. So yeah, I wish you guys luck if you choose to use this method. It took me probably like 30 or 40 hours before I could do it very consistently at all. It just takes a lot of time and a lot of practice to get comfortable with it, but the XP per hour is definitely worth the effort. So if you're interested in that, I'd say it's worth to do probably like from 80 or 85 mining. The earlier you start doing it, the sooner you'll be better at it and be getting good rates with it. But anyways, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, comments, suggestions, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. Feel free to drop a like if you enjoyed the vids, and I will see you guys probably at like 75 while mining. I'll make another mining video, but I'll have other videos in between, of course. So see you guys then. Thanks for watching, and have a good one.